All right. We filmed that other one. Now we're gonna film this one. So I figured y'all might want to put the crank seals in. We got the crank seal out of that one, and we got the crank seal out of this one. This big seal, the number on this is 61618. There is an aftermarket company, or well, I say aftermarket. There's a seal manufacturer that still makes these seals, and there's a seal manufacturer that still makes these. These are actually some that I picked up last week, and these I've had for a little while. The number on this one's actually 323635. I don't remember what that is. These seals right here, these are, I don't know the number on them, but the dimension is 0.625 inside diameter and 0.875 outside diameter, and 1.88 thick. They're a little bit thicker than the original, so they actually seem to fit much better as far as tightness. And for those of y'all know, I got this little bitty hammer, and this is one of the reasons I've got this little bitty hammer. And there you go. There's the seal installed in that one. Now we're going to attempt to install this one in here. And well, sometimes this one right here can be a little bit more of a challenge, because sometimes it don't want to get down on the crankshaft. When it does get down on the crankshaft, it don't always want to go in the hole. So you got to more or less get it started. And I just tap them down in there. Keep turn the bearing, and it turns the seal, so you can knock it in. And don't use a big hammer and beat the snot out of them. And definitely don't beat on your crankshaft, especially if you got an 80 series, because it's hard to find them cranks. Matter of fact, this is about the last good one we've got. I think this actually is the last good one we've got, because I couldn't find another. I had to put one in my saw the other week. All right. New crank seal on that side. And getting this one on here sometimes can be a real pain in the catastrophe. I'm gonna put just a little shot of oil on this bearing. That way she's got a little lube on her. There's grease on the seal.
You don't want to dry start stuff.
All right. Well, I'm happy. It usually don't go on that easy. It's tight though. It don't fall off. That's the easy way to check your crank seal. Turn your bearing up and shake your crank. If the bearing falls off, your seal ain't good.
Yeah, it's probably wore out.
Yep, it's probably wore out if it falls off. Wish I had a little bit smaller oil can for this. Just trying to get a little bit of oil into all these bearings, because I washed everything clean.
And again, we don't want to dry start stuff.
Yeah, I don't like to start them dry. A little bit of oil goes a long way when you're putting something back together. You don't have to slam hammer them full of oil. Just get a little bit in there so they're not dry. And
Yeah.
when the gas first goes down in there, it's going to start lubricating it anyway.
You slam hammer them full and it'll turn into a mosquito fogger.
Yeah, it looks like you're fogging for squeeters.
Skeeters.
Them
As we say down south, skeeters.
them North American blood dogs.
Blood sucking vampires.
Yeah. Make sure. See that little shot of oil I put in the rod where I turned that thing there? Is oil all over everything now. It don't take much. It don't take much, you guys. I'll put a little bit of oil in the cylinder.
For those wondering what kind of oil he's using, it's just regular motor oil.
It's just regular motor oil. You wouldn't believe people I've heard say, you got to use 2-stroke oil when you put a 2-cycle back together. Why? It burns off. It's just lubricant.
You know, for those who think that,
You don't have to.
get a hold of an older saw, like an old Home Light or something like that, and look at the gas cap, or the mix ratio cap. A lot of them was half a pint of 30 weight motor oil to 1 gallon of gas.
Yeah, yeah. Or in other words, like 16 to 1.
So what did you do before there was 2-stroke oil? You used motor oil because that's all there was.
Yeah, yeah.
Because yes, there was a point in time where there was no 2-stroke oil.
Yeah, the first 2 strokes, there weren't no 2-stroke oil at all. And then Mike was one of the leading developers of 2-cycle oil. They were the first one to recommend the 40 to 1 mix ratio as far as I know. But that was 40 to 1 with their oil, not
Yeah, 16 to 1 with everything else. Or
yeah, 16 to 1 anything else, and 40 to 1 their oil. Then they revised that statement later on and went to 20 to 1 because of carbon buildup and burning pistons up. So they knocked a little bit of the oil out to stop it from carboning up the exhaust ports so bad, because I've tore some of these apart where people actually run that oil in them, and I took one apart that exhaust port was dang near stopped up. It was slam hammer full. I had to take the grinder and grind the exhaust port out just to even see it.
yeah, because believe it or not, there's actually a lot of people that still run 25 to 1.
Yeah, there's people still run 25, 20, and some people run 16. Still yet to this day. We used to run 16 to 1 back in the day. Of course, Dad raced them old Mike carts, and they run alcohol.
Yeah.
And they mix 16 to 1 because anything less than that, they'd stick when you was winding them out down the straightaway. So he said they run that old
Clots.
yeah, clots and stuff like that don't smell good oil. They run it at 16 to 1 in alcohol. And I think a lot of sites, they've got there's some silicone still in that hole right there. A lot of places, if you start reading on running alcohol, they're still running 20, 24, 25 to 1 mix ratio on alcohol.
Alcohol changes everything entirely. I mean, it makes everything difficult.
Yeah. Of course, like I keep telling everybody, if you're gonna have something fail, it's a lot cheaper to put a spark plug in than it is a piston. So, if anything, put more oil to it. And if it fouls the spark plug, change the spark plug, because that only takes a few minutes to change. It's a lot easier than putting piston in, I promise
Yeah,
you that.
what's easier to find, a 80cc cylinder or My spark plug.
Yeah. The spark plug.
If you're watching this channel, you know about that. You know how hard this stuff is to find.
Yeah, probably so. And we're not getting any more of it. Very seldom.
Yep. Because the hopper's running low on parts. We're gonna have to start sourcing some.
Yeah, we use a bunch of parts, y'all. And I had a boy contact me the other day about a 55 piston or 555 piston. I still got to do some looking because I ain't found one yet. I did have a couple, but I about used them all up. Just gonna snug these up so the glue can be set, and I'll put more glue on the other one. I just done that so I didn't have to sit there and screw that bolt all the way back in by hand. I need to make me a shallow well socket like that. I think it would be a little easier to get it up in there. Put some goop on these bolts here because the gaskets tore up on these. Some of them the gaskets tear and some of them don't. I'm gonna make a die to see if I can make some more of these gaskets. They're made out of rubber. What they're originally made out of anyway. I'm going to try to stamp some out of some of that quality rubber. See how that does. That's a lot easier when stuff ain't falling off. Yep. I should have wiped around it already, but I didn't. A little bit of stuff coming out here and there. Makes everything all gooey. Ooey and a gooey. Y'all seen me do this before. I usually do it with a pair of pliers. But for some reason I keep doing everything different tonight.
It'll be more challenging than that.
Yeah, everything's just been more challenging.
Everything's been too easy. You gotta.
Been too easy. We're trying to spice it up a little bit, but making it a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Up the ante.
We're gonna try it with a strong man. Try to drop these bolts down in here. It'd be nice if we had one that would release.
What's that?
A magnet that was strong, but you could hit a button and release it or switch it.
I usually put them in this pair of pliers right here.
Wouldn't that be handy though? Have a magnet that would release.
They actually make some of those, I think.
I figured they probably would. I ain't never seen one, or otherwise I probably own it. The junkyard's got some. I pick cars up with them. Big electrode magnet. Some junkyards. Some junkyards do. Of course, I don't know. Everything everything's going to aluminum and plastic now. It's kind of hard to use an electromagnet if you had a junky car.
Yeah. It's like, where are you going to get off of that? Nothing. Because it won't pick anything up.
The frame's plastic.
Even the frame's plastic. Okay. The intake boot looks real nice. This saw's in pretty good shape mechanically. Like Mike said, it wasn't running well. Tell him we were looking at it, and it's got one of the newer 1010 series style coils, one of the white coils, and it was actually on upside down. And he said it would run. I said, well, I don't see how, but we're going to put it back on the other way, Mike, and see what happens. We'll get it to run one way or the other. And Mike didn't want us to port it. He just wanted us to put it back together and get her in tip-top shape. That's what we're gonna do. I think he said he's gonna run it on a meal. He's gonna meal with it. We'll have her cinched up there tight. Got all new sealer on it, new seals in it. The intake screws. Where did that Loctite go, Andrew? Do you remember? No, there it is. It is on the table. I just couldn't see it. I'm gonna put a little shot of blue Loctite on these intake bolts, because for a lot of y'all don't know, sometimes about half of these I take apart, the intake bolts are loose. And people say, well, it don't run right. It acts like it's idling too high. I can't get a controlled idle. Then you take it apart and the intake bolts are loose. And well, y'all know that don't help with sealing the air off.
Or the bolts ain't lined up, it's pushing down, the bolt pushes down on the intake.
Yeah.
We've had some of them.
Yeah, if you put the wrong carburetor bolts in it and make them too long, it pushes the intake away from the block, or away from the gas tank rather, which I learned a valuable lesson on that one when I built my 81, because I had that problem. Because I built my 81 out of parts I had left laying around, and I didn't have a carburetor bolt for it. I just used a set of 700 ProMac 700 bolts, and they're longer than the 80, the 81 and the 850s. Carburetor screws look the same, but they're longer. So they run all the way down and push the intake boot away from the gas tank, which makes it right troublesome to get anything done with that.
Chainsaw Buddha didn't get to be chainsaw Buddha overnight. He made some mistakes along the way.
I still make mistakes. I watch me jab my fingers every once in a while.
I have to remind him of stuff a lot. He forgets.
Yeah. I don't remember as much as I used to sometimes.
I told him I got to come up with a list of who saws what and what each saw is getting here. So you got so many saws coming in, it's hard to remember, because he couldn't remember if this one was getting ported or not, because he just it almost got ported because he's so used to porting them.
Yeah, finally I got a hold. I'd call Mike.
If he'd waited a little longer, it probably would have got a port job.
Yeah. What all did you do to it? Well, we ported it. Well, I didn't want to port it. Well, you got it anyway.
So, Mike, if you're watching this, it's a good thing you answered the phone.
Mike will be watching it. Well, Mike, I can tell you it's real nice and clean. It's gonna have a little paint missing here and there, but it's nice and clean. It's gonna have new motor mounts on it, which, y'all, there's the front motor mount. It was literally melted, and I have no idea why it melted. All I know is it did melted, and it melted bad. So we're gonna get all these mounts is gonna be nice and new. Sometime or another, I know everything else we got going on, but we're gonna try and get some of that pourable, what was that stuff I said I was gonna get?
Some trying to mold and them things.
Yeah, they make a pourable polyurethane.
Yeah, try to make some polyurethane mounts.
We're gonna try to get some of that pourable polyurethane and make new mounts for these things, because they are awfully hard to find.
They're not cheap when you do.
And they are not cheap.
That set right there, set them back.
To like $90. Rubber bushing is just a little bit taller than that, but those are new, so I know y'all can't see what I'm doing down here on the table. All I'm doing is putting the bolts on the motor mount. Putting the ground wire on, putting the motor mount bolts to the tank. There's one. There's two. Now, see, we got the nice new motor mount on there. It's pretty shiny, not all yucky. Everything come pretty good and clean. Got a little bit of that black goo on the gas tank from the mount. That stuff was just dissolving. We put it in the cooker and it was just black all over it. That's better. Yeah, we're gonna film a little bit of this. Here directly we'll have to stop it off because we're gonna have to straighten out the lower mount that goes underneath this saw, because it's bent somehow or another, and it makes the saw set really crooked. That's terrible. I don't like that, so We'll get it straightened out though. Sooner or later we'll figure out what's wrong with it. This saw right here's been used, but it looks like it's been fairly taken care of. It's just been used. It's not been beat to death. It's just been, it's been a chainsaw.
Not a shelf queen.
Yep, no shelf queen here.
Either way I see it is, you can't enjoy them, why have them?
They were made to cut wood. What they was made for.
I like looking at those NOS, never had gas saws and stuff like that. But I couldn't own one because if it sat on my shelf, I'd be too tempted. I'd be laying in bed at night thinking about it, wanting to go outside, pour gas, and then start it up, run it.
We'd have her we'd have her out there running her.
Yeah, it'd probably end up gassing eventually. Somebody would say something to me and talk me into it, and I'd do it and put gas in it.
Like, well, we had a brand new one, but we fixed that.
Well, it was worth $5,000. Now it's worth about $2,000.
I tell you. Now we're gonna have to get some more screws out of the box because the ones I've already took out are falling out. Somebody asked me one day why I put all my screws in one box so I don't lose them. They was wondering how I figured out which screws go back where. I said, well, I know where they go, so that makes a difference.
Tear enough of them apart, you figure it out.
You take enough of these apart and put them back together, you remember where every screw goes, what it looks like, how long it is, what thread pitch it is.
To work on the chainsaw, you have to be the chainsaw.
You must become the saw.
That's why everybody calls him the saw whisperer. I'm the chainsaw Buddha.
Chainsaw Buddha. And y'all, whenever y'all putting these back together, if you're working on your own and you're putting it back together, when you're doing this, make sure the piston is run up and closing the exhaust port or the intake port off.
So if you drop a screw.
So if you drop a screw, it's right there in the intake, right on top of the piston. You can see it. You can reach in there and get it out with a magnet and not have to fuss and fight. Because that ain't no fun. That ain't no fun. Make sure my intake's back where it belongs. Oh, get it in there and look. Oh yeah, we got a little line of sealer all the way around. That ensures it's stuck in there real well. Don't forget to put your pulse line back on. If you do, you won't be happy because it won't run at all. It'll fire up on choke and then it won't crank. Fire up on choke and won't crank. That ain't no fun whatsoever. Oh yeah. Fixing to say, heck, where'd that mountain come from? It's tore on that side. Are we at 30 again? Dang, y'all, we at 30 minutes again. All right. We're going to stop this one off again. Y'all get to see it running here before long. We're going to go ahead and stop it off. That way I don't have to sit here and explain what I'm doing while I'm hunting tools. But we'll get the saw put back together and you'll get to see it run. And we'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bellhopper out.